Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. And for the past several days, I have been sharing tips and tricks for a more affordable Christmas. And I have, though I've given you some solutions, for the most part, I've told you like what to cut out. And I mean, I think it's important because we live in a world of excess, and Christmas is definitely a time of excess. I always hear people say, like, oh, well, it's everybody gains weight this season, or it's the season, it's okay, or um a gift for you, a gift for me, like, oh, I have to have this thing, it's so great and it's so wonderful, and more and more and more and more. And the thing is whether you are religious or not, um now I was raised Catholic, and I'm very familiar with like Christian and Catholic traditions around Christmas. So that's part of the reason why I focus it on it. Plus, Christmas is a very secular holiday as well. So if you've been upset, I am so sorry. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just because I don't know a ton about other people's traditions. Though I would imagine that most religions, it's about focusing on prayer, time, reflecting time with family, friends, loved ones. I would guess that there is not a religious text out there that says, in order to worship and pay homage, you need to go and buy. Don't forget the Black Friday sales and make sure that you have, shopped till you drop. Nobody is saying that from a religious standpoint. And I'm guessing that most people are saying kind of the opposite, that we need to spend more time with people and value, sorry, we need to value people over things. And so some things that you can do for um Christmas that could be good things. First of all, you could volunteer, which seems crazy because like you're already super busy, right? But for some people, they either have the time or it just kind of helps them to refocus. So I've known numerous people who have helped out at soup kitchens. And the holidays are a big time where frequently, I mean, like, people need to eat. And I know my mom did a big thing one year. I think I worked that Christmas. I had I done this thing because where we split it, where one of us was supposed to work Christmas Eve and the other was supposed to work Christmas Day, and so we just split it because our activities happened to have an opposite schedule. So I left early on Christmas Eve and then came in early on Christmas Day, I think. But you get the point. So I wasn't there, but they got a bunch of gifts for the kids at the uh, soup kitchen, mission, whatever. And they really enjoyed it. It was a very meaningful experience for not only the ones who were getting the gifts, uh, but for others. And I mean, like, every time my mom tells me about the kid who said, I thought Santa forgot me, it's like the look on her face, because that's crushing to like think that a kid, I mean, just because there's no money, I mean, like, when you can't afford to feed a kid, you certainly don't have money to go and buy them a present. And for a kid to think that they were bad or that Santa forgot them or whatever, that's like sad. So, like, that really added meaning to their lives. So, volunteering at a food pantry, a soup kitchen, an animal shelter, if you like animals, A lot of time, especially too, because Christmas is so busy, that's a time when people can't volunteer as much as they maybe usually do. So, volunteering in your community could really um, add value to your life. Another thing you can do around Christmas is I've talked about the cookie exchange, but you could uh, have a small gathering with your closest family and friends. So you could get together and spend time together, whether it be a potluck or a cookie exchange, or you cook for all of them. Uh, think kind of like Friendsgiving, where it's about getting together and spending time together, not, you know, you could make affordable crafts. And I'm not saying just buy a bunch of crap at Dollar Tree and glue it together, but you could make a lot of them. So, uh, I used to love to make ornaments, but they changed the ornaments, like they changed something inside of them, and now the paint doesn't stick right. But I used to love to do that, and uh, I'm trying to think what other. Sorry, I made my own wreath out of juniper one year. Oh my god, my hands were like all like red, and it was horrible. But I'm so proud of myself. But you could rent a movie, or you don't even have to rent a movie. A lot of the time, even on network TV. I mean, I don't know how many, but there's Christmas movies on most days, and go for like the classic Christmas movies more so, because I feel like a lot of the newer Christmas movies, like the Hallmark, it's just a very much so a formula. And then I know there's other ones too that do it that are like Hallmark, but the romantic Christmas movies follow a very specific formula, and if that's your thing, then go for it. But when I say spend time with the family watching a Christmas movie, I'm talking like a Charlie Brown Christmas. I'm talking about The Grinch. I'm talking about a lot of the classics, like the claymation classics and stuff, because it's fun and it's just a relaxing way to spend the evening. You can bake cookies with the kids. You can get a Christmas story that's like a chapter book, and you could read a chapter each night with your family. Advent calendars were always a blast. You could make your own advent calendar that had something, or you can buy a cheap one, I guess, too. I mean, honestly, I would probably just buy the cheap chocolate one. They used to be $1. Now I think they're 2 or 3. But just think of fun activities, making ornaments, salto ornaments. I mean, it's like what, flour, salt, and water, and oil. I mean, they're pretty cheap to make, and then cut them out and paint them. There's just so many things that you can do that are affordable, and people don't think about it. You can go to light shows, you can go and walk around the neighborhood or drive around and look at lights. You can find free events throughout the city. I know when I lived in Joliet, there was so I had taken my kid to play at the park, and this was years ago. He was just a little guy, and there's like a golf course attached to it, and so towards the end he had to go to the bathroom, and it was starting to get dark and everything. So I drove over, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Can my do you mind if my kid uses your restroom?" Like, "Oh, sure, go ahead." And we discovered that they had like a Santa and a Mrs. Claus and cookies and candy canes, and you could sit on Santa's lap, and they have like crafts for the kids, and I don't know, like Frosty the Snowman and all sorts of stuff. But they didn't really do a great job publicizing or getting it out there. So, and I took my kid most years then after that. But since they didn't do a great job publicizing or getting out there, they never had a huge crowd. They didn't really have the people there. So look for free events like that too. So there's so much that can be done, but the main thing is instead of taking your money and spending it on things this holiday season, think about ways you can go and you can take your time and spend it with people this holiday season. Anyways, again, my name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.